Sherlock Holmes is not an ordinary detective. He is a man whose mind works in ways most people can only dream of. Every detail, every shadow, every whisper in the city is a clue waiting to be discovered by him. He is, well, brilliant and sees things others do not. Where others see chaos, Sherlock finds patterns. He notices the smallest details, a smudge on a window, a footprint in the dust, that others overlook, and these details often lead him to the truth. Sherlock lives in New York City, a place full of mysteries and secrets. The city is a living puzzle, with its endless streets, hidden corners, and millions of stories unfolding every day. For Sherlock, every day brings a new challenge, a new case to solve. The city is loud, busy, and always awake. Its energy never fades, and neither does the need for someone who can see through the noise to the truth beneath. New York is a city that never sleeps, and neither does Sherlock when he's on a case. It is the perfect place for Sherlock to use his skills. The city's complexity is a playground for his mind, offering endless opportunities to test his abilities and push himself further. Joan Watson is Sherlock's partner. She is more than just an assistant. She is his equal, his confidant, and his anchor in a world that can often feel overwhelming. She is smart, caring, and brave. Joan brings her own unique perspective to every case, often seeing things that Sherlock might miss. Her compassion balances Sherlock's intensity, and her courage inspires him to keep going, even when the odds are against them. Joan helps Sherlock solve difficult cases. She asks the right questions, challenges his assumptions, and works tirelessly to uncover the truth. Together, they make a formidable team, each bringing out the best in the other. She also tries to keep him out of trouble. Sherlock's relentless pursuit of answers sometimes leads him into danger, but Joan is always there to watch his back and remind him of what's important. Together, they are a strong team. Their partnership is built on trust, respect, and a shared commitment to justice. They face every challenge side by side, never backing down from even the toughest cases. Their friendship grows as they work side by side. Through long nights and difficult cases, they learn to rely on each other, finding comfort and strength in their unique bond. In elementary, Sherlock and Joan face many challenging crimes. Each case is different, testing their skills and pushing them to their limits. No two mysteries are ever the same, and each one teaches them something new. They meet people from all walks of life, from wealthy business owners to struggling artists. Every person they encounter has a story, and every story is a piece of the puzzle. They learn new things about themselves and each other. Every case brings them closer, revealing strengths and vulnerabilities they never knew they had. This episode, Season 2, Episode 3, is special. It stands out because it challenges both Sherlock and Joan in unexpected ways, forcing them to dig deeper and trust each other more than ever before. It shows how Sherlock's mind can find answers when the truth is hidden. His ability to connect seemingly unrelated clues is put to the test, and the stakes have never been higher. It also shows how important Joan is to the investigation. Without her insight, determination, and support, Sherlock might never find the answers he seeks. Together, they prove that no mystery is too great when they work as one. The episode starts with a new mystery. A well-known mathematician is found dead in his office. The police think it might be a suicide, but Sherlock is not so sure. He notices strange details at the scene. The mathematician was working on a secret project. His office is full of numbers, papers, and codes. The room is messy, but Sherlock sees patterns that others ignore. He asks Joan to help search for clues. Captain Gregson, their friend at the NYPD, calls Sherlock and Joan to help. He knows they can find answers that others miss. The case is urgent and there is a lot of pressure. Sherlock quickly suspects that the death is not a suicide. He believes someone wanted to silence the mathematician. The investigation begins. Sherlock and Joan start by talking to people who knew the mathematician. They visit his family, friends, and co-workers. Each person tells a different story. Some say he was happy, others say he was worried. They also look carefully at the office. Sherlock finds a piece of paper with strange numbers written on it. Joan takes photos of the desk and the computer screen. She notices an email that seems important. The detectives visit the mathematician's university. They speak with his students and other professors. One student says he heard the victim arguing on the phone. This detail catches Sherlock's attention. The investigation is slow at first. There are many questions and few answers. But Sherlock and Joan are determined to discover the truth. Soon, Sherlock and Joan find new clues. The strange numbers on the paper are actually part of a code. Sherlock spends hours trying to break it. He believes the code might point to the killer. There are several suspects. One is a rival professor who is jealous of the mathematician's work. Another is a business partner who lost money in a failed project. There is also the student who heard the argument on the phone. Joan finds a hidden folder on the mathematician's computer. It contains secret documents and emails. Some emails are threatening. This makes the case even more mysterious. Sherlock and Joan now have many clues and suspects. The puzzle is difficult, but they are getting closer. Sherlock and Joan have a partnership that stands out from the rest. They work incredibly well together, each bringing something special to the table. Their dynamic is built on trust, respect, and a shared passion for solving mysteries. Sherlock, for instance, is truly exceptional at noticing the tiniest details. His sharp eyes and analytical mind allow him to spot clues that most people would simply overlook. He has a knack for picking up on subtle hints, whether it's a smudge on a window or a misplaced object at a crime scene. These observations often become the key to cracking the case wide open. Joan, on the other hand, brings a different but equally important skill set. She's incredibly empathetic and has a deep understanding of human behavior. Joan knows exactly how to approach witnesses, asking thoughtful questions and creating a safe space so people feel comfortable opening up to her. This helps her gather crucial information that others might miss. The two of them constantly share ideas and theories, bouncing thoughts off each other as they piece together the puzzle. Sometimes, of course, they don't always agree on everything, but even when they disagree, they always listen to each other's perspectives. This open communication helps them see the case from every possible angle. When Sherlock gets frustrated or stuck, Joan is there to offer support and encouragement. She helps him stay grounded and reminds him to look at the bigger picture. At the same time, Sherlock teaches Joan new investigative techniques and ways to analyze evidence. Joan takes the initiative to dig into the mathematician's personal life, uncovering secrets and fears that others might have missed. She discovers that he was genuinely afraid of someone, which adds a new layer to the investigation. She also learns that he was planning to meet with a mysterious person he didn't trust, raising even more questions about what really happened. This new information gives Sherlock a fresh perspective, allowing him to focus on new suspects and develop new theories about the case. Their teamwork is absolutely essential. By combining their unique strengths, they're able to solve cases that would be impossible for either of them alone. Without Joan's insight, Sherlock might miss important clues hidden in people's stories or emotions, and without Sherlock's keen eye for detail, Joan might not notice the hidden patterns that tie the evidence together. Together, Sherlock and Joan make an extraordinary team, one that's greater than the sum of its parts. Their partnership is the secret to their success, and it's what makes their investigations so compelling to watch. Just when Sherlock and Joan think they've finally cracked the case and identified the killer, an unexpected twist throws everything into doubt. The evidence they've gathered so far seemed to point in one clear direction. But now, a new revelation changes the entire landscape of the investigation. It turns out that the rival professor, who was their main suspect, actually has a rock-solid alibi. He was seen by multiple witnesses at a business meeting. and there are time-stamped documents to prove he couldn't have committed the crime. This revelation completely shatters their initial theory. This surprise forces Sherlock to pause and reconsider every detail. He sits in his office, deep in thought, replaying the events in his mind and questioning every assumption they've made so far. The case, which once seemed straightforward, now appears far more complex. Meanwhile, Joan uncovers that the mathematician's business partner had a heated argument with him just hours before the murder. However, there's no concrete proof placing the partner at the office during the crucial time, leaving more questions than answers. Suddenly, the threatening emails that were previously dismissed as a distraction now take center stage. The tone and timing of these messages suggest a deeper motive and possibly a new suspect lurking in the shadows. Sherlock and Joan realize they need to broaden their investigation. They start to believe that someone else, someone they haven't considered yet, must be involved in the crime. They revisit the mysterious code found at the scene. Sherlock studies it closely and suddenly understands it's not just a random string of numbers. It's actually a desperate message for help, cleverly disguised to avoid detection. The mathematician, sensing danger, was trying to warn someone before he died. His final actions now seem like a crucial clue rather than a random act. This shocking twist raises the stakes and makes the case even more urgent. The detectives realize that the real killer is still out there and could strike again. With renewed determination, Sherlock and Joan rush out into the night, knowing they must work quickly and think creatively if they're going to catch the real killer before it's too late. Sherlock spends the whole night working on the code. He uses his great memory and logic to finally break it. The message is, well, clear. The mathematician was being blackmailed. The killer wanted money and secrets. Joan finds out that those threatening emails actually came from someone close to the victim. It turns out it's the trusted assistant who had access to all the research. The assistant wanted to sell the mathematician's work for profit. Sherlock and Joan set a trap. They ask the assistant to meet, pretending they found new evidence. The assistant tries to run, but is caught by the police. He confesses to the crime. Sherlock's mind games really helped solve the case. He used clues, logic, and teamwork to find the truth. With the case solved, the mathematician's family can finally rest. The assistant is arrested and will face justice. The secret project is safe, and the university is honestly grateful to Sherlock and Joan. Sherlock and Joan talk about the case, and Joan feels proud of their work. Sherlock thanks Joan for his help. He knows he couldn't have solved the mystery alone. The NYPD is impressed, and Captain Gregson praises Sherlock and Joan for their hard work. They're ready for the next case. The city is safe again for now. Sherlock and Joan's friendship grows stronger, and they learn more about each other every day. This episode of Elementary really shows how important it is to look for the truth. Sherlock and Joan use their skills to help people and solve mysteries. They don't give up, even when the case is, well, hard. The story teaches us about teamwork and trust. Sherlock and Joan are different, but together they make a strong team. They always support each other and learn from their mistakes. Solving the case was not easy. There were so many clues, suspects, and surprises. But Sherlock's clever mind and Joan's caring heart made the difference. In the end, Sherlock and Joan show us that with hard work and friendship, even the most difficult mind games can be solved.